guys like my new wall? I changed it. Look, I got a letterboard now. Look at how fancy schmancy that is. And check out these lights, guys. They're Lightning McQueen lights. How awesome is that, bros? Hey kiddos, welcome back to my YouTube channel where today we are going to be doing a very special video. I will explain why later. The main premise of this is I'm going to be giving you my very first makeup tutorial. Oh boy. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing and just show you how I do makeup. And if you couldn't guess by the whiteboard next to me, it's going to be Pride themed. I don't care if it's February, I'm doing Pride makeup. Pride is all year round, okay? So basically I'm just gonna roll right into this makeup tutorial and I'm gonna show you how I do a pretty hardcore Pride makeup. This is gonna be a pretty intense Pride makeup. It's not really gonna be like a beautified version. It's more symbolic and I'll explain why later on, but we're just gonna go ahead and roll right in. Technically, I did a makeup tutorial when I did Lavender's backstory. Please go check that out. That's right up here. I wasn't really focused on the instruction. I was more telling Lavender's story. So this one's more on the instruction and how I do this. You can follow along if you want. I don't really care. But here is my Pride makeup tutorial. So to start off, I normally use this e.l.f. poreless primer. You can't really see it. I use this e.l.f. poreless primer. I tend to not use too much, but it definitely helps, especially with the setting spray that I use later. Simba. This video is probably going to be a bit faster than normal. Oh, already it's turning my skin so red. That's not from like irritation. That's from just like touching it so much and being like, I know y'all are gonna judge me in the comments. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I know most makeup artists will do their like eyeshadow and eyebrows first, but I don't do that. I know if fallout happens, it'll inevitably happen, but I don't do that. The foundation that I use is the Maybelline Superstay Foundation 30-hour wear, Superstay active wear one. And then I got my sponge. Put it around the main big areas of my face, and then whatever is left, I'll just like dab it around here. I know I'm gonna get some like reactions being like, you're doing it wrong. Everyone's makeup routine is different. Shut up. You gotta sneeze. Hold on. Woo! Okay, that was intense. Blend this out. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. It's stereotypical stuff, right? No, I'm not kidding. We had like a really nasty snowstorm that just ran through, and I still had to go to work, by the way. If you saw my Snapchat story, you know that that was one of the most boring days of work in my life. Somebody needs to tell Target, that's not where I work, but I went to Target after work. Somebody needs to tell Target to salt their parking lot. Because I'm telling you, when I went to go pick up some groceries after work, it was like so slick. It was like walking on an ice rink trying to get into the freaking building. And of course I parked all the way in the back of the parking lot, so it was an adventure to get there. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen, Target. At least my Target. Some other Targets might like salt their parking lots, but my Target needs to. Very excited for the next episode of Thinking Like a Tourist. Go check out my podcast, guys. It's every other Sunday. I know it looks a bit funny now, but trust me, it's a trust the process kind of business. I look like that girl from Phoenix Forgotten. You know that movie? Now that that's all blended out, it looks very interesting. Now that it looks a bit different and it looks like I'm trying to go for like the no makeup thing, but it's clear that I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna add some concealer, which is also e.l.f. It's e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. This is a very nice concealer. I really like it, and it tends to really cover up my dark circles around my eyes because your girl has insomnia. And then I put little bits of it in the corners sections of my eyeballs. Tend to put it between my eyebrows, over like the really red spots on my cheeks, over my chin, and a little dot on my nose. So you try to get the high points. So like your chin, your cheeks, your nose, your brows, the higher points, the points that stick out the most. But also like the under eyes. Anybody remember that trend on TikTok when dark circles were considered cute? No? Just me? Because I swear that happened. I was scrolling through my TikTok during my awkward phase. We all had one, shut up. And I noticed like everyone was like, hey, dark circles are cute now. Dark circles are cute now. I was like, oh, bestie, let me jump on this trend. Now that I got all the concealer blended out, it looks like my nose is really big. Also, I don't know how to contour to save my life, so I'm not going to. I can already hear the beauty gurus screaming at me. Instead of yelling at me for not doing it, just teach me how to properly do it, because I don't know. So now I'm going to set it again with e.l.f. I use a lot of e.l.f. products. This is e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder in like a little compact thing with a little hidden bit. I don't know what that's for, but it's there. I use a lot of e.l.f. products because they are at Walmart. Like I said in several different videos, I go for the cheap stuff that works. Okay, if it works and it's affordable, then go for it. You know, I've tried a lot of different products. Some of the products that I started out with was dollar store makeup, okay? That's what I started cosplay with. Dollar store blush, dollar store shadows, all of it. Then eventually I got more money and learned that Walmart has pretty good stuff, okay? I know a lot of beauty gurus will disagree. I don't care. I get cheap stuff that works for me, and that's all that matters to me. I'm pretty solid with what I got. One time when I was walking around the mall, there's a MAC Cosmetics stand in the mall that I go to. One of the girls that worked there, I'm pretty sure she was doing this just to get my attention, but she was like,
"Oh my god, I love your foundation. What brand is it?"
And I looked at her and I went, dollar store compact foundation. I used a dollar store foundation because I was broke as hell. But I was like, it's actually dollar store. And she's like, no way. I'm like, yeah. But the funny thing is, I have a feeling she was lying because this was the time when I didn't know how to match foundation to save my life. I don't even know if I can still match foundation, but this is the best match that I've had in years. But it was when I used to be way too dark on my face. You know, the early 2000s stereotype? That was me all the time before I found next to lightest shade. I didn't think I was that pale, honestly. I really did not think that I was that pale. I had some pretty good color because there are some more people that are more pale than me. But this foundation shade that I have is in Fair Porcelain. Right there it says 102 Fair Porcelain. That's pretty light. So I didn't think I was that pale, but apparently I am Fair Porcelain in foundation because if I go a shade higher, it looks like I'm trying to wear a mask. It's bad. My concealer is in the shade Fair Warm. I mean, I know a lot of people will measure by the inside. Hi, tattoo. A lot of people will measure the inside of your arm. Now that we're all set and we looking very flat. Next, I do eyebrows. Of course, this is Pride themed, meaning that we're gonna do some rainbow brows now. Normally, whenever I do rainbow brows, I go all the way, but this time I have an idea. I'm gonna do it on one side. This one side is going to be a full rainbow brow, and then this side I'm thinking of just doing it in the front. Also, the same palette that I normally use for my eyeliner is what I'm using to put down the base for my eyebrows. The CC Beauty palette, which is heavily used, as you can kind of tell. And don't worry, they're not all mixed together. That's just, I use that as a mixing plate. They're all fine. I might just speed through this because it's going to take a lot of focus, and I don't know how much commentary I can do for this. So let's start the time lapse of doing eyebrows, and go. Okay, I put down the base here. So you see I just did the front and then there's the rest. And then I'm gonna matte it down with some shadows to really make the color pop with, what is this? This is the Spectrum palette by Profusion. It's very used because it's one of my favorite Vivids palette ever. But now I'm gonna matte it down. Eyebrows are done. So we got one full rainbow one and the other one's got a little end of it. I don't know. Now it's the more fun part in my opinion. Now we're gonna do the eyeshadow and I have a plan for this one. This eye, we're not gonna touch. If anything, I'll put on some skin tone one to flatten it out, but that's it. This one, we're gonna do a rainbow on it, which I might do another time lapse on because it's pretty self-explanatory. I go red, then I go yellow, blue and purple, and then I do orange and green in between the yellow and the red and the yellow and the blue. Basic color theory, but it's also to make sure that I have it spaced out evenly, so that's that. But this side's gonna get a full set of rainbow, and then this side's gonna stay neutral. So we're gonna go ahead and cue another time lapse because why not? And it also speeds things up just a tad. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do underneath the eye, how to do liner on this side, and then we're gonna get into the interesting part right over here before we do blush, freckles, highlight, and lipstick. Oh, hey, look at that, another angle. I figured it was much easier to move the camera over here because I have my mirror right here, and it's just, you know, it's just way easier for you to see everything that's going on. You can also see my board a bit more, so that's pretty cool. You have no idea how proud I am of this board. Guys, I painted it myself. It wasn't purple. I added purple to it. It's really fancy now. Okay, so now we're gonna do this eye with red, yellow, blue, purple, and then add orange and green in the center, and then we'll come out of the time lapse. So here we go. Time lapse off. Now we have a lovely rainbow eye. See that hack works. You go red, yellow, blue, then purple, and then you add the orange and the green in the middle, and then you have a nice clean rainbow. It works great, and there's like barely any blending required because from here it's smooth. By the way, you can already tell why I tend to wear brighter colors whenever I have like eyeshadow on, because look at how big my eye looks here compared to here. This is without eyeliner too. Normally I do like a sharp cat eyeliner, and like this is without liner, and you can already see like the difference in like my eyes. So now for the underneath, what I'm gonna do is what I call the fantasy underliner. Now, fantasy underliner is a very weird name, and I might change it, but it's basically the thick white underline that I normally do for like lavender and fantasy looks and things like that. White liner underneath, and it brings out the eyes quite a bit. And I'm using the CC Beauty for that, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that real quick. It gets a little messy at the bottom, but we'll clean it up in a minute. Hold on. And then I either like matte it out with white eyeshadow or my setting powder because it's already like white. Now, as you can kind of see, it got a little bit messy near the bottom, but that's okay. We fix it with pink shadow. We're gonna complete the rainbow here and connect the purple and the red with pink all the way underneath to make a perfect wrap around. So let me show you. There we go. Now the bottom is cleaned up and also completely wrapped around. Now for the liner, I definitely got quite a bit of judgment, but I still use the same CC Beauty palette for my liner, and then I set it. And the reason I do that is because it is the strongest liner I've ever had in my life, okay? It's pretty tear proof, okay? And as long as you don't like, you know, it stays on all day. And then I put on a winged eyeliner. Stand by. And then once I got the shape going, I messed up a little bit. Ignore that. We'll cover it up later. But once I got the shape, I set it with setting powder. I know it looks bad, but watch this magic here. Take a thick brush. Oh, and look at that. Nothing. Now that this side is basically completely done, we're going to be doing this side, and this is where it gets pretty interesting. I'm going to be doing what looks like a scar from here to here. I haven't had practice with that, so you and I are going to learn together. So this is where the tutorial part kind of ends temporarily, and we go into experimenting, because now I'm going to try and do a line from here to here. And then I'm just going to put like a rainbow type of deal on the outside. So we're gonna see how this goes together. I don't wear false lashes because I can't put them on to save my life. I'm really bad at putting on lashes. I don't know why. I really gotta practice, but for now I'm just gonna use mascara to get the foundation out of my lashes. Again with the judgment, yes, I don't know how to put on lashes. I've never been able to. Somebody teach me because I am a lost cause. So let's go ahead and get to the rainbow behind the eye. This is scary. Let's do this. line down. I'm gonna smooth it out a tad with a blending brush, and then I'm gonna add a black line across, and we're gonna see how that goes. I'm a bit nervous. Okay, that's something. It's not the best, but then again, I've never done this before, so it's not bad for my first try. I'm thinking back to when I did the Among Us makeup while I was working at Spirit Halloween. Do you guys remember that? If you follow my Snapchat, you've seen it before, but I was very, very proud of that, okay? I don't know how I did that, and I probably won't be able to do it again, but I'm trying to think back to when I did that. Now I'm gonna add like a normal winged liner over it because this just looks too bland to me. So I did the scar. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So there's the scar. It's not too bad. I'm just gonna roll with this and we are gonna go into the blush now. So we're out of the attempting part and going back into the tutorial part. Now I have this Pacifica palette with highlight and blush. This is the same one that I used in my lavender video. And I tend to put this on the outside on my cheekbones going up into the eyebrow. And if I ever need to mute it out, I just grab some like plain like skin color eyeshadow and I kind of just blend or put it over it. And then I normally do my nose. This one I'm just gonna do the bottom of my nose, doing like the cold girl aesthetic, doing that. And then I'm using the highlight in the same one because it's a gold highlight and I think it's a pretty good one for now. On the bridge of my nose, a bit extra on the tip, and then normally I put it up there, but I'm not gonna do it on this side, I'm only gonna do it on this side. The brow bone area. Now for the lipstick, I'm going to use two different colors. I'm going to use this black lipstick, and then I'm using, this came in an Ipsy bag. This is Dragon Beauty in the shade Nikita, I think. So yes, I'm going to be using black on the top, and then I'm using the Nikita one on the lower lip. So we got like the Kim Possible lip. It's more like Shigo because it's black. So we're going for a Shigo type of deal here. See, kind of brought him out a bit more. And then I'm gonna matte the whole thing with more setting powder. That's all matted out. I'm gonna do the Nikita shade on the bottom lip. Now that is all matted out. There seems to be a weird color situation going on here. But that looks pretty good. I don't hate it. And with a couple of special like editing effects in the TikToks that I'm gonna post, which yes, they are out right now, I think we're good. So I'm gonna set this real quick with my e.l.f. setting spray. And then my very video appropriate fan here. And now all I have to do is mess with my hair a little bit, change clothes, and add some accessories. And then I will get right back to you. So, fancy transition. Whoosh! Alrighty kiddos, well that was my makeup tutorial slash trying out Pride makeup video. I think it turned out pretty cool. I honestly really like it, and if you like it, great, awesome, and if you don't like it, I really don't care. I did it for myself. You guys like my earrings, by the way? Look at these things. They are so cute. I got them at Spencer's. Go get these. They are so freaking cute. Now, obviously, if you saw the letterboard that was behind me in the intro, this video actually has a much deeper meaning than you think. The day that this video is coming out is February 19th, 2023. 3 months after a very big tragedy happened at a gay bar in Colorado Springs. A bar called Club Q, which was a very amazing, safe place for a lot of people in the LGBTQ+ community. I knew that place rather well, and the environment got ruined because somebody did something very awful there. And since it was 3 months today, I wanted to do something a bit different. So obviously I busted out the pride makeup, and the scar is actually supposed to be representing how the LGBTQ community will take a lot of punches and a lot of horrible things will happen, but we get back up and we fight. If you are also a part of the LGBTQ plus community, please remember that my channel, and there are a lot of places that are really safe places for you guys. This channel in particular, we are very, very welcoming, and I hope you guys remember that. Club Q is in fact going to be reopening at some point this year, and it's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm very proud of them for coming back and rebounding from such a horrific event. Of course, there are still very terrible things happening nowadays because we exist, and that breaks my heart and really enrages me by the fact that we're still dealing with so much hate because we're simply existing and enjoying life. It's annoying. But I am very big on the pride sense, and I am very big on the LGBTQ plus community. Obviously, I'm a part of it. I've been a part of it since like 7th grade, so I'm a very big advocate for all things pride. All I ask is that we get peace in this world because we just want to enjoy it as much as you do. And of course, to the families of the victims and the victims themselves, I really hope you guys are doing much better. This event motivated me to get my very first tattoo. I've posted it many times, and I posted it on my TikTok the day that I got it. It is an X with the date on it because the X they normally put on people's hands whenever they were under the age of 21, so that way they couldn't get served like alcohol or anything. And this is a replica of my X. So this tattoo means a lot to me, just like Club Q did. Will I go back to Club Q? Who knows? But for right now, we're just trying to get back on our feet from that. Anyway, guys, enough with the sappy stuff. I just wanted to make a tribute video since it is the 3-month anniversary, quote-unquote. I don't really know what to call it, but it's been 3 months since that tragic event, and I will continue to be doing this until we hit 1 year, which is going to absolutely blow my mind when we get to that point. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it as much as I did, because I really do enjoy doing makeup and doing it for like coming up 5 years. And like I said, I'm a very big advocate for pride, so I will do pride stuff all the time. I did that for Valentine's Day. You saw the rainbow that I put on my face? That was so I could have like pride stuff on it. Also, do you like my pins? You like my pins, guys? This is a Club Q pin, the Progress Flag pin, Pronouns pin, Lesbian pin, and another Club Q pin, so I like to wear these a lot. The LGBTQ plus community is strong, and we will keep persevering through all of this hate that is going on. We will keep fighting for everything. And I can't wait for Pride this year because, seriously, it's one of the best events that I've ever been to. Back into the normal intro stuff, please make sure to keep an eye out for my next episode of Thinking Like a Tourist coming out next week. Also, this very convenient letterboard behind me is actually a part of my outro now, so you're gonna enjoy it. Look at that. It's got all my social media handles on it, and yes, that is the other thing. At the end of every episode, I normally say, all the stuff, and then I say you can check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat, all at Uni Cosplays. But now I'm adding another one to the list. I've been avoiding it for a while, but I finally caved and I decided that I will be joining Twitter. My handle is going to be linked in the description because I did have to change it. It's not just at Uni Cosplays, it's at uni_cosplays_ because somehow at Uni Cosplays was taken. I don't know. Hey kiddos, Editor Lily here. I know I seem to do this in like every single video, but we're gonna ignore that for right now. So I did just double check, and it turns out my username is actually still available. For some reason, I had 2 Twitter accounts, so my Twitter username is still at Uni Cosplays. It's the same thing, so no need to worry about that Uni_Cosplays_ because that account is gone. It is still Uni Cosplays on Twitter, so go check that account out instead because the other one doesn't exist. But here's the picture of my account. So go follow this one. This is the real me. This is me. But all of my social media links will be in the description, but also you can just search me on social media, I guess. Rewind into the normal outro stuff. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and now Twitter at Uni Cosplays. And make sure to keep an eye out for the next Thinking Like a Tourist episode because we're really getting into the fashion spectrum of what I'm into. And remember, kiddos, you are loved. I love you guys so much. Drink your water, eat your meals, get some good sleep, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Love you! thumbnail. Okay. I just really like how that looked.